I'm 100% distracted by Homer back there. That's incredible. With him peeking over the side.
Everybody says that every time. I love it.
Yeah,
Um,
well, sorry.
so saw that you made this, saw it was your name, A24, didn't watch a trailer, did not want to be spoiled by anything, went into it, and I really
Oh,
enjoyed it quite a bit.
oh,
Um,
thanks.
there's so many great moments all through the series, like these little tiny things, the musical numbers, the animation, all of that. Did the idea for this series generate from a small moment like that, or how did you come up with the idea for the story?
Yeah, the beginning of coming up with it, I wasn't even necessarily trying to make something. I was just kind of writing down things I was grateful for in my life. And I'm grateful for so many things. I have a partner in my life that I love so much. We have our kids. I have two healthy, supportive parents. I get to do work that's meaningful to me. I'm healthy myself. I'm safe, and when I look at all these different things that I'm so grateful for, I also just feel really lucky. And I feel very happy a lot of the time. Um, but if I'm being 100% honest, I'm not happy 100% of the time. And that's not to complain. It's not to say that oh, pity me or anything. It's just I think that's human. I think a lot of us, even if we have a lot to be grateful for, it's just human to, struggle through the ups and downs of our own subjective, experiences. And so I was interested in playing a character that's, doing his best, and has a good heart. Um, and has a lot to be grateful for, but also in certain ways feels unfulfilled or feels insecure or feels anxious or, messes up and gets angry sometimes or, that to me feels like real life. And I feel like oftentimes you see characters on screen that are kind of more simplified. They're either, a saint or a sinner or a hero or a villain. And I wanted to try to make a character that felt just like a real person and with all of the complexity that goes with it.
And you definitely did, and you surrounded yourself with such an amazing cast. There's so many awesome performances in here. Was there anybody that when you got them for that role that you were just like, yes, I'm so happy I got this person for this performance?
Yeah, kind of everybody, but I mean, especially I will say when I told my mom that Debra Winger was gonna play my mom, she was sincerely moved. Debra Winger's a meaningful artist, and let's face it, Hollywood doesn't have the most glorious history when it comes to the portrayal of women. And Debra Winger was blazing a trail, a generation ago and saying like, I'm not going to be reduced to a plot device or a, pretty thing. I'm going to render a full-hearted human being on screen. And um, she's just such a lovely talent. I feel so lucky to have her as a collaborator and as a friend.
And is there any particular shot or scene that you directed that was more challenging than others? I'm thinking of that long take in the first episode that is just amazingly done. Was there anything else that you found that was something that you really wanted to try and film that was a challenge like that?
Well, that's cool. You mentioned long takes. Yeah, I really wanted to have fewer cuts in Mr. Corman than is typical on TV. I find that when there's a lot of cuts, I feel less connected to the actors. It feels more kind of presented or mediated. And um, when there are fewer cuts, I don't know that the audience is even conscious of it. But like a lot of people have asked me, like, was there a lot of improv? And there actually wasn't. But I think it feels like that because the camera's not cutting around, so it feels less composed and it feels kind of more real. And it is challenging. And it takes the control out of the director's hands and puts the control into the actor's hands, which as an actor I got a big kick out of, and as a director I would kick myself later for. but uh, but I'm pleased with how it turned out, and the actors really rose to the occasion.
And yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed it quite a bit. I can't wait for everybody to check it out. And thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Great talking to you, Alex.
You too.
I want everyone to answer this question, all right? I'll give you a second to think about it. Now raise your hand if you think you're a lucky person.
Just Ramon. Okay, raise your hand if you think you're unlucky. Got it. Okay, you can put your hands down.
What about you, Mr. Corman?
What's that?
You didn't raise your hand.
Me? No, I
mean, I feel like a lucky person.
I'm having anxiety or panic or something, both.
What's the difference?
I'm gonna need a sub for today.
What's bothering you?
Everything.
It just feels like I blew the whole thing, like I suck as a person.
You're not entitled to a perfect partner or a perfect life.
I didn't leave you because you became a teacher. I left because I thought I was doing what I love with the man I love.
How was your weekend?
It was great.
He's some big man now.
You guys walk away.
All right, good morning. Happy Monday. Everything is a complete disaster.
You've had the privilege of expecting everything to just work out. Now that you're faced with some adversity, it could feel like the end of the world.
You want to stop feeling like you're feeling? What about this weighted blanket?
It costs $250.
We can make our own version.
You can't make your own version.
You feeling less anxious?
No, I'm really not.
You can't stop thinking about all the things you should have done and why you didn't do them.
I know I can be negative sometimes. It's not how I want to be.
Nothing is perfect. I don't know why that's so hard for you to see. The question is, what do you do now?
When your name is just a name.